Okay, guys. Bit of a different from our normal podcast this week.
You get me.
You get Stacey. We had some timing issues with George and Rick, and conveniently we just cocked it up 2 days in a row. So I thought we'd use the opportunity to get to know Stacey, who's been doing our exercise and nutrition videos very kindly and for free.
I'm loving it! So much fun. Do I talk to you or the camera?
Whatever you want, really. This is pretty informal. And
I feel like I'm sitting in front of you. I feel like I'm like this.
Well, we can shuffle around like this. Is that better? Yeah, you're sort of out of frame there.
See, if I sit like this, then I
I'll
can just look at myself.
Oh, can you? Is that what you want to do? Just look at yourself for 30 minutes, just be like,
Can I?
If you want. So normally our podcast, we just sort of talk about things that have happened in the outdoors and stuff. But today I thought I'd ask you...
I haven't been in the outdoors.
Yeah, I haven't been outside. To be honest, neither have I.
This is my outdoors.
It's been nearly 2 months since I've done any, like, outdoor adventure activity. Ooh. And I'm getting a bit of the sort of the withdrawals, and hopefully we get to go this weekend. But it's going to be a mission, and I'm unfit. It is not going to be nice. And I'm taking my apprentice, which is weird, because at work I'm like, do this and do that, and rah, stop being useless. And then I got to like remember to not be like that in the weekend with them.
You can sweeten them up with scroggin.
No, not taking fucking scroggin. So yeah. So I thought I'd ask you about your outdoor activities you've done in your life.
Okay, what have I done? Let's start with the most recent. I did kayaking. I'm a kayaker.
Are you?
Yeah, I joined the kayak club here in Hamilton, and I bought my own kayak back about 10 years ago. It was beautiful. Oh, it was so awesome. I loved it. Actually, and I bought some paddles, and I've still got them. They're Kevlar. They're pretty awesome. I'm like, I'm gonna go kayaking again one day, so I've still got these paddles.
But no boat?
No boat. No, I had to sell it. I got broke. Needed money.
So this is the thing, like, I get broke in my life, as everyone does, and I never sell outdoor gear. I could honestly, like, the bank could be, like, knocking down my door, and I'll be like, no, I've got nothing to sell. And because, I mean, yeah, it's just, I mean, outdoor gear, like, one of the things is to sell it second hand is so much less money than buying it new. And so to me, it's like, I'm going to have to rebuy this at some stage in my life. It's just not worth selling to have to rebuy again.
Yeah, I've got the paddle vest. I've got the paddle vest in the pedal with the anticipation of buying the kayak, but I don't think I've ever got myself out of the financial shit that I got myself in. And it was like, it might have been like 8 years ago.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Why did you enjoy kayaking?
Yeah. Why do I enjoy it? Because I do. I really love it. I love it. I think I like, because I like the water anyway, so I like anything on or in the water. I like that there's, like, I'm not the world's most coordinated person at times, and I'm not even really the world's most confident person when I'm doing different movements and stuff. But what I liked about kayaking is that it was simple, but there was still just like a tiny little bit of complexity to it. You know, like even just trying to get the spray deck on and get yourself into the kayak and then get yourself off the bank or whatever you're on. And, you know, and make a seamless transition out there onto the water, or when you have to do a little bit of a surf back in if you're, you know, coming in off a beach. Yeah. Like, there's simplicity,
and not looking like a dick.
Yeah. And so I found it suited my kind of gimp level. And so I kind of felt like a bit of a rock star.
Yeah.
Even though,
So the difficulty you felt was good.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, with kayaking, I don't know anything about kayaking, but I'm assuming there's different rivers at different levels of difficulty.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, it's not exactly like you could kayak any river in the world, but you could kayak the ones you wanted to, and you felt it was a challenge, but it was an achievable challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, actually, it's quite funny. I capsized in one river trip that we went on, and we have a particular way that you can either Eskimo roll, which is just you flip out, but you are able to flip yourself back up, or if you actually come out completely, and there's a way to get back into the kayak using the oars as a kind of a I don't know what you call it. It's not the rudder, but what they have in like a catamaran. You know, the big long, it's
like a pontoon.
Or like a boom or whatever you.
Like an outrigger.
Yes, outrigger. That's the word. So yeah.
Do kayaks have outriggers?
No. You use your oar as your paddle as an outrigger.
Oh, okay.
To get yourself back in. Anyway, so we were in this river and I was still kind of a newbie, and I got back in and did the whole manoeuvre that they taught us like seamless.
Nice.
I think it was probably one of the highlights of my life, just knowing that I could be in a shit situation and then have the confidence and the skill to get out of it.
Okay.
Yeah. We also learnt some Eskimo rolling as well.
What defines kayaking? Other than just paddling a boat, like, you know what I mean? Like
a kayak, yeah, because if you think about like a canoe is a certain shape.
Yeah.
And I think that's what defines kayaking, but don't quote me on that. Don't laugh at me if I'm wrong. But I think that's what defines kayaking is the type of boat that you're using.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so they're normally hollow boats, and you normally get like a skirt or something, eh?
Yep.
That clips in to keep the water out and stuff.
Yep.
Okay. Because I paddled these neat boats in Fiji one time, and they were sort of like they had giant holes in the bottom of them, and so they're kind of like sit on boats, and you paddled them.
Yeah.
And because they had holes in them, you couldn't sink them. Because if it got any water in it, it'd just fall out.
Yeah.
But the structure was all hollow and sealed. So I really enjoyed that. Because you just couldn't cock it up. Like, they were real stable. And we paddled from island to another island. Took us about half an hour to paddle across. And
that would have been nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty sweaty though and hot.
Oh yeah, well, that's anything really.
And our island only had a hot tub. Well, it wasn't a hot tub. It was sort of like a hot tub, but they just pumped water out of the ocean into it, and then
cool.
It just went back out to the ocean. But the neighbour island was a lot flashier and a lot more expensive, so we just paddle over there and go swim in their nice pool and get people to bring drinks to the pool and stuff. Go back to our crappy island at the end of the day. So no, it was good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. It's good doing the paddling out around islands and stuff. We went out to Slipper Island. Do you know where that is?
No.
It's about 10 k's off out from Pauanui. So we went paddling out there. So that was...
Pauanui would be pretty crazy for paddling though, wouldn't it?
I don't know. I didn't paddle around there. We just paddled off wherever we paddled off from.
Oh no, it's Piha that's the real bad one, eh?
Oh yeah, I don't think I go paddling in Piha.
No.
You end up on Piha Rescue.
Pauanui's on the Coromandel, isn't it? Yeah.
Coromandel's nice.
Sorry,
I remember kayaking once, guys. You're bringing up all these like kayaking memories for me. Like actually my dad bought me a knife. It was my first like proper outdoors knife. And I remember paddling out. We went, I think it was off Thames somewhere around there, and there were all these rock oysters. And I fucking love oysters. I'm like, I've got this knife and these. I can have oysters, like, I don't have to buy them. And I was like sitting there like going out all these oysters. It's awesome. Best oysters I think I've ever had.
It's because you had to paddle to them. Like, honestly, they probably taste exactly the same, like, because you had to get some, effort to get them.
They were fresh, out in the ocean, not farmed oysters. Or,
that is a good thing.
Yeah.
But, we always joke that a cup of tea on top of a mountain always tastes way better. Yeah. But we know it's crap because it's like powder milk, and it's just not actually a good cup of tea. But man, it tastes good. Yeah. Yeah. It
was like that burger or that meal at the end of the day. Once you've done a long day of something, it always tastes better than just if you had that burger just on like a Friday night or whatever. Yeah.
So maybe it's because your body is like, I actually need this. I'm going to make this better for you.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know why it would do that. I mean, I guess we could mentally get ourselves in that space. We're always sort of thinking, now it's time for that reward or that beer or...
Well, your body's like, I'm hungry, put some fuel in me. Yeah. And you're like, ooh. Because I remember that when I left home and I was poorer than I was now, than I am now, which I don't struggle to imagine ever was.
Could we have some budgeting advice?
Yeah, I need a bit of that. But I was eating a lot of like 2-minute noodles, and my cousin's like, just honestly pretend you're eating something else, and eventually it'll start tasting like that. She is damn right. I've had some really good noodles that taste like burgers, just because I've been like, they're burgers, they're burgers. Oh. Remember what a Big Mac tastes like. Just eating 2-minute noodles.
That's some good mind Jedi shit. I don't think I could do that.
Well, after like a week just living on noodles, you get a bit... You reach for straws.
My nickname's actually Noodles.
Really?
A friend of mine in Christchurch, because I ate so many 2-minute noodles. They never started tasting like burgers.
Well, you weren't thinking about that. I was mentally like, these are going to taste like burgers today. This isn't going to taste like 2-minute noodles anymore. I had 2-minute noodles for lunch today. They were terrible. I had Chinese... Oh, what was it? Chinese beef and Japanese teriyaki.
Ugh.
They were terrible. They had no meat in them.
Well,
They were just like a paste you put it in. Oh, yeah. They were terrible.
M.S.G paste.
No, see, there was none of it. No M.S.Gs in there. Oh. Actually, here's a question. What is M.S.G?
What is M.S.G? M.S.G stands for monosodium glutamate. It is... How do I explain it easily? So, you know how we've got salt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you know how salt is sodium and chloride?
Yeah.
Okay, so in chemistry... Okay, so I'm going to go all chemistry on you.
That's right.
We call...
I'm assuming our listeners are intelligent.
Yeah. Hopefully I don't lose them anywhere. So, when things... when you put 2 or more or whatever, however many chemicals together, like sodium and chloride... Sometimes they'll form a substance, right? And sometimes those substances are called salts.
Yeah.
Okay? So just because we know salt as salt, that's kind of incorrect. It means that it's a salt.
Yeah.
Right? So MSG...
Like bath salts.
Yeah. So it's that's magnesium and sulfur or magnesium sulfate. I can't remember. Anyway, but it creates a salt. And so MSG or monosodium glutamate is the salt residue of, now I'm trying to think what goes, monosodium glutamate, sodium and glutamine maybe, or something else. Anyway, doesn't matter, let's not get too technical.
Okay.
Let's put those two together and you end up with the byproduct, which is a salt, and that salt just happens to be called MSG. So there's lots of different salts out there in the world.
Yeah.
Some you can eat, some you can't.
Why don't we like MSG?
Yeah, so the why is MSG so bad? And this is the interesting thing. Is it bad or is it not bad? Because when you look at the cultures where it came from, which is your Asian culture, they eat it by the bucket loads. And they literally have buckets of it in kitchens and chucking on things.
So they use it as salt?
Well, yeah, it's a seasoning. Have you heard of the phrase umami?
Yeah.
So umami, for you guys, if you don't know, you listeners out there, the ones that I'm not talking to on camera.
Are you right? You're right there? You just had a mind fuck, haven't you? So.
I'm thinking about, I want to work with the camera, but then you're like, you're doing audio with this as well, and it's all not going to make sense.
It's just all amateur as fuck, really.
I'm fucking professional. Alright, anyway, where was I? So umami is savouriness. So it's not salty, but
it's not savoury either, is it?
No.
It's umami. It's an actual taste of its own.
Yeah, but if you had to describe it to someone who had no fucking clue, you would say it was closer to savoury-ish than saltish.
Yeah.
And it sits on a different place in your tongue, like right at the back and the sides.
What is it? It's a drink. It's like a soup you get from sushi shops and stuff. That's real umami.
Miso soup.
Miso soup, that's it.
Yeah, well let's go back to what MSG is, because miso soup is umami, but it's not MSG or anything.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like it. Anyway, but in Japan and stuff where they're using this MSG, like when you look at the statistics of health around the world, Asian cultures are pretty healthy, right?
Yeah.
Really low rates of obesity, heart disease, cancer, etc., etc. Yet here we are going, don't put MSG on stuff, it's bad for you. Now, I don't eat it myself because it doesn't make me feel good, but it really raises the question, is it a cultural food? Is it something that us Westerners are not able to handle from either a gut or a digestion level or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
Or is it actually causing issues in Asian cultures, but they're just not aware of it? Like, there's...
that seems strange.
Yeah, and like I'm not basing this on anything I've read. It's just the things that I think about.
Why are we told it's bad for us?
Well, so with M.S.G, so what happens is in the brain, you get a couple of brain chemicals. We've got lots of them. The ones we're talking about there's one called glutamate, and there's one called GABA. Now, GABA is kind of calming, makes us...
Australian named that, didn't they?
No. No, it'd be GABA, mate, if it was Australian.
It sounds very Australian, does GABA, right?
GABA. It stands for a longer word.
Yeah.
Alright. So, you've got glutamate and GABA. So, GABA's our calm, relax. And glutamate is our, right, yep, we're going, let's go do stuff. So, you've got these two chemicals balancing each other out in the brain. Well, what happens is when you go and add more of that stuff in the body than what it would biochemically have, you start to throw your balance out. And this is where M.S.G can cause a few issues, that it really boosts up that glutamate level. And so you kind of end up, you may have heard of Chinese restaurant syndrome. It's not a syndrome, it's just something people call it.
No, never heard of it.
So what people experience after Chinese foods is they can experience like insane mouth dryness, just crazy dries, headaches, jitteriness, and whatever other symptoms they have.
I can think like if I eat a lot of Chinese, I can relate to that.
Yeah. So that is that boost of glutamate in our body, just making us all like our nervous system just becomes quite wound up. So to that respect, it's not great. But there's just this other little step, which I'm really going to complicate everything. Glutamate turns into GABA in the brain, but some of us don't have the right nutrients, whether it be genetic or whatever, dietary, to convert that excess glutamate into more GABA. And so there's just a few areas where you can really just chuck those brain chemicals out of whack. And so anyone who experiences anxiety, don't eat M.S.G because it's just going to make your shit worse.
Well, see, that's interesting because I honestly thought it was a carcinogen.
There's nothing in research, so World Health Organization, all of your official agencies have not listed it as a carcinogen.
Oh, okay. I just, for some reason, that's why I thought it wasn't good.
Yeah, there'll probably be, like, rogue nutritionists like myself going, don't eat MSG, it'll give you cancer. But we're not basing that on actual science.
Yeah.
But there'll be studies around, but nothing that can be considered conclusive.
Oh, okay.
But, you still don't want to ignore the little studies. It's like this whole artificial sweetener debate. Is aspartame good for us or bad for us? Well, you've got the US government doing all the studies saying it's great, and then you've got the other people saying it's not great because it's a profit thing. Aspartame's one of the most profitable drugs because it's a chemical made thing in the world.
My thoughts on that is sugar is at least sugar's mostly natural. Yes, it's refined, but it comes from a plant.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it is closer to real food than a chemical that's been made. But
when you get into white sugar category, no, not in any way, shape or form. No, because
it's been refined so much.
Yeah, it actually becomes quite poisonous when it's refined.
Well, my theory is we all need to sort of detox ourselves from sugar. Like, interesting thing I saw was that our sweet spot for sugar. So the food companies try and make things in sweetness, sort of as sweet as we like, but not too sweet that we don't like them.
Do you know what it's called?
What's that?
It's got a name.
Oh, isn't it like something to do with the pasta sauce?
No, it's called the Bliss Point.
The Bliss Point, that's it.
Sounds like pasta sauce.
Well, no, it started with the pasta sauce. They were the ones that started it.
Did they?
Yeah, it was a tomato-based pasta sauce, and they were trying to see how much sugar they could get in to make it perfect, Yeah. So they studied it and did the test. And so what they've found is over this decades since then, that bliss point keeps rising because we keep wanting more and more of it.
Well, Do you know what else they do with that bliss point? It's not just sugar. It's actually your fat, sugar, salt triad.
Yeah.
In one food item. So you take a cookie that has the fat and the sugar and the salt. That is your addictive bliss points, that's why things are raising so much, because those three combined is a frickin' brain orgasm. Like, to the brain,
it's bliss,
not to the body. Yeah, it's bliss. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. You should see how many variations of a product they'll make. Like, they'll make hundreds of variations, and they will just change those ratios just so slightly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So I think we need to back that curve off.
Well, actually, M.S.G. So M.S.G. is a food that makes you want to eat more. It's what we call an excitatory food. So what it does is it basically jacks up your brain cells and it excites them. And so anything that gets excited in the brain, your brain wants more of it, and so it becomes something that people often crave a lot of.
Sugar does that too, doesn't it?
Only, yeah, yes and no. Like, only to those who... Oh, I suppose it's the same as MSG. It's really only to those who are susceptible. Like, I get quite addicted on things.
Me too.
I feel like
that's right. There's not much space here.
So I'm more susceptible to getting very hooked on sugar.
Yeah, me too. I'm like that. That's why I smoke cigarettes and drink Red Bull like it's going out of fashion. And
but see, the thing is, like, we could cut out everything that was a vice, but we will still find a loophole. Like, if we've got an addictive personality, we'll find that loophole of vice. But some people are not like that. That's
why I go like get stressy and shitty when I haven't been like out adventuring.
Yeah.
Because I'm addicted to it. Because it's my feel good, and if I don't get it, I'm like, you know.
I wouldn't say that was a negative thing.
But it's not a negative thing. But it's still a thing that I have an addiction to. There's plenty of good things we're addicted to, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good topic.
Plenty of people are addicted to exercise.
The nature of yeah, like when you look at the nature of addiction is just a bunch of chemicals doing some stuff in your brain.
Yeah.
And one of those chemicals is dopamine, which is our feel-good chemical. So, yeah, I mean... yeah, actually you can, because people get addicted to exercise.
Yeah.
And I don't. But it's funny, because I've got the addictive thing going on, but I won't get a dopamine boost out of exercise. I get it out of food or drugs or alcohol. That's my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So we went from my kayaking into MSG and...
Yeah, I told you it's just 30
addiction.
minutes of us talking, just rambling on. I thought you'd actually quite enjoy it, just to get to like ramble as much as you like.
Yeah, but I'm conscious of the fact that you like rambling as well. We'd have a ramble avalanche.
I'm actually not too bad at the podcast for trying not to ramble. And plus they hear me ramble every week, so I'm letting them hear you ramble for a change.
Awesome. Did we finish the MSG ramble? We did, didn't we?
Yeah,
I think we
it's
came
just
full
a
circle
salt
on that.
But it does some things in the brain to make you excited and...
Yeah. And some people can handle it. Like, some people are fine with it and some people aren't.
That's really interesting. I like when I learn new things. Honestly, yeah, and as I said, I just thought it was a carcinogen for some reason. It's amazing how information you get. I don't even know when I learned that, who told me it or what. It's just someone tells you a bit of information that's not right, and for years you believe it.
Yeah.
Because no one has given you anything to dispute that.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny though, because like you want to look at science, you want to go, right, where is the World Health Organization classified this? Because that's where all your official carcinogen classifications are listed. Is it World Health? I'm pretty sure it's World Health. But then again, you know, we've got kind of fringe research that hasn't made it there yet, but it has total validity. And when you look at some of the things being claimed or proven in research, that still needs more stuff behind it.
Yeah.
But you see it proven, and then you see it actually working on clients, and then you hear about it working on about 1 billion other people in the world because other nutritionists or whatever use it. And so you're kind of stuck thinking, well, do you follow the science?
Yeah.
As, you know, that the official science?
Yeah.
Or do you start to kind of think, well...
That is a whole can of worms that my camera telling me we only have 5 minutes left. is just not going to cover, because there is a huge amount of ideas and information on what is real and what isn't, and what is science and what isn't, and what is good science.
Do you want to know what I have to say on that?
What's that?
We didn't used to have a light bulb. Some crazy fucker didn't even know what a light bulb was before he made one.
Yeah, but he invented that.
But
okay,
it's not real. But this is
a lot easier to prove that it works.
No, but what I'm saying is that all ideas started somewhere.
Yes,
all
you're right.
ideas were, is this right or wrong? So this science that isn't quite yet taken on board by the government or the whatever,
yes, but
doesn't make it any less real.
Also, what we're talking about is
science. It just makes it not profitable for them to fucking.
Oh look! I can get you on. I really don't like profit and science. I don't think the two mix. But
do you not believe that profit and science are not coexisting together in
I don't
the higher ups, because that is
all that is existing. No. I don't think they should, in an ideal world, exist together. I think scientists should not be profit driven.
No.
But yet they are, because someone has to pay for them.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, that's a huge other debate. But what I was going to say is your light bulb theory is a light bulb's easy to prove that it works.
No, that's
makes light.
That's not what I was trying to say.
But
before the light bulb was invented, it was just an idea.
Yeah, you're right.
But it wasn't an idea that had to be approved by the government in order to make that idea actually be real and true and honest.
Yeah, but you're talking about things with people, and to prove an idea is a fact to do with people is very complicated, and there is, I mean, the whole snake oil thing's been out there for forever.
Yeah.
You know, literally as long as there's been people that have been trying to hock off snake oil as a cure all your illnesses thing, isn't there?
Yeah.
And so I think that a lot of good information gets lost in that whole sort of snake oil thing, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas but it's now getting to the point where it's nearly too hard to make things officially correct. You know what I mean? Like, so we've got...
It's not even about that. It is literally those with the profits, those with the dollar.
Oh, yeah.
They're the ones that get to fund the research. Yeah. And they're the ones that get to put their name... They're the fucking press releases screaming, protein is as bad as smoking. And
that's not good science. That is not even science.
That is not science, but that is what is deemed science.
And tell you what I would like scientists to do. I would like scientists to make my camera record like 31 minutes or something, because as soon as 30 minutes rolls over, it just cuts out.
Well, do you know what?
That's good, because
you just need a different camera. There's one out there.
We talked about being broke, eh?
Yeah. I'm going to use my computer.
This camera works really well. As long as you keep it to 30 minutes and that's it.
I've only got 15 minutes on my free version of Screenomatic.
Oh.
I'm so budget.
Learn Linux, it's all free and it's all full version.
Oh.
And on that note, we will catch you next week. And yeah, so as always, like, subscribe, give us some comments. Yeah, just
especially me.
Yeah, I'll put Stacey's Facebook and website and stuff in the link as well. Awesome, guys. Thanks again for tuning in. We will see you again next week. Bye.
Don't eat M.S.G.
Unless you're Asian.